So hello everyone, welcome to this presentation. My name is Chris Corrigan. I'm the subject lead for music at the School of Arts, English and Languages, Queen's University. And I'd like to say a few words about our audio engineering programme at Queen's. So I'd like to start with a few brief words about Queen's as an institution in general. Queen's is a member of the Russell Group of universities. These are 24 of the research intensive universities across the UK. Queen's is also ranked within the top 250 universities worldwide as of the most recent QS World Rankings. In terms of graduate prospects, Queen's is in the top 40 across the world for graduate prospects, again from one of the recent QS graduate employment rankings. And we also have the lowest student rent across the UK, according to NatWest's recent Student Living Index. Over the last number of years, there's been quite a significant investment within the campus infrastructure at Queen's. We've invested about £700 million over the past 10 years, and this has gone into public facilities for all students, including the Macleay Library, including investments in the Physical Education Centre, and new bespoke buildings for computer science. So within our own school, the School of Arts, English and Languages, we offer 5 programmes in music. A Bachelor of Music, a BA in Music Performance, a BA in Music and Sound Design, a BA in Music and Audio Production, and a BSc in Audio Engineering, which is co-taught with our colleagues in the School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. So there's a number of unique aspects of the infrastructure of our school that I'd like to show you to begin with. We are based across 2 buildings, the Sonic Arts Research Centre and the Music Building. And within each of these buildings, the centrepiece or the heart of each of those buildings is a performance space. Within the Sonic Arts Research Centre, we have a fabulous performance space, which we call the Sonic Laboratory. And this is a unique performance facility across the world. It's a space specifically for the performance of electronic forms of music. And it includes 48 loudspeakers distributed in different parts of the space, both in front of the audience, behind the audience, above and below the audience, and to the sides of the audience. The purpose of these loudspeakers is to provide a completely immersive listening experience, rather like the developments in cinema in the area of Dolby Atmos, but specifically for music purposes. And then 5 minutes away in the Music Building, just on University Square, we have our music centre, and within the Music Building we have a beautiful acoustic concert hall, the Hearty Room, and all of the acoustic music performances on a concert basis, but also our performance modules are delivered within the Hearty Room. We have a number of quite close relationships with industry partners in the province. Of particular note is our partnership with the Ulster Orchestra. This is a strategic partnership that's been developed over the last number of years, and it enables us to bring in tutors from the orchestra to feed into the performance platform classes that happen on a weekly basis. But we also have close links with a range of other partners, the Lyric Theatre, Moving On Music, one of our fabulous local music promoters, and BBC Northern Ireland, who were integrally involved in the design of our BSc in Audio Engineering. As well as those partnerships with local institutions, we have a number of specific industry professionals who come in to teach on our programmes. One of our industry professionals is Peter Wilson, or Duke Special, as he performs. And Peter is directly involved in the delivery of modules that we offer in songwriting and modules that we offer in contemporary or popular music performance. So in addition to Peter, the Hard Rain Soloist Ensemble work with us as industry professionals, serving effectively as an ensemble in residence. And the Hard Rain Soloist Ensemble feed into a number of activities across our programmes, including workshopping compositions from our composition students, working with our performance students, and also working with our students making audio recordings in commercial studio contexts. So the School of Arts, English and Languages is also an Avid Learning partner. We're one of the academic partners with Avid, and Avid are one of the major software companies in the creative industries. Avid release software called Pro Tools for audio editing and recording, and Media Composer for video editing and recording. And these two software applications, Pro Tools and Media Composer, would arguably be regarded as the industry standard platforms for this kind of work in audio recording and editing and video editing. As well as that, Avid are the parent company for the Sibelius music notation software, which I'm sure many of you have used for music notation purposes. One final unique aspect of our department is that we offer generous performance bursaries to any students who wish to study performance or to take a module in performance who have passed a performance audition. So if students are accepted following their audition onto our performance modules, the bursaries cover the costs of all of the practical performance tuition across the year of the delivery of that performance module. And over the course of 3 years, if students carry on performance across the 3 years of their degree programme, the cost of those performance tuition lessons can mount up considerably. So these bursaries can be worth up to in the region of £2,500 over the course of 3 years. So our BSc in Audio Engineering programme is a programme that's co-delivered with our colleagues in the School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering and Computer Science. It's a unique programme in that it is delivered across 2 faculties in the university. And it develops 2 core areas of activity. Firstly, the technical skills that are developed in any electrical and electronic engineering programme. So these include technical skills in computer programming, in electronic design, in embedded system design, and in mathematics. But alongside these technical skills, students are gaining practical audio engineering experience in areas such as sound recording, in the acoustics of concert halls and the psychoacoustics of how we hear and perceive sound. Students are focusing on the design of new instruments and new interfaces for controlling music and controlling sound. And students are also developing their technical listening skills. So this is the current structure of our BSc in Audio Engineering. The boxes that you see on the slide there represent the different modules that are offered across the 3 years of the programme. All of the white boxes indicate compulsory modules. So quite a large number of the modules on our BSc Audio Engineering programme are compulsory prescribed modules that all students will take. And as we just mentioned, the first year of the programme sees students establishing core skills in areas of electrical engineering. So modules in computer programming, in mathematics, embedded systems and electronics are taken within the School of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. And then modules focusing on sound recording and production and audio mixing are taken in first year within the Sonic Arts Research Centre. In second year, the split becomes more of a 50-50 split. There are 3 modules that are delivered in the School of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science: Signals and Communication Systems, Embedded Systems 2, and Electronics 2. And then there are 2 additional compulsory modules that are delivered within the Sonic Arts Research Centre. That's a module in audio programming and a module in instrument and installation design. So 5 of the level 2 modules are compulsory, and that leaves capacity for students to choose a 6th optional module from areas involving live sound reinforcement, sound design for film, or sound recording and production. In the third year of the programme, there are the equivalent of 4 compulsory modules. All of these modules are delivered from the Sonic Arts Research Centre. One of these is a module in digital audio effects, a module in auditory perception, and then a double-weighted audio engineering project. And the focus and purpose of this audio engineering project is for students to work across the whole of the third year, producing output, whether that's software output or hardware output, the development of those tools for some audio or music related purpose. Now, one example of the kinds of activity that students would often engage in within the audio engineering project is the development of a tool for musicians to work with. And a good example of this is the guitar effects pedal. The guitar effects pedal is effectively a musical interface. It allows guitarists to modify their timbre, to change their timbre in real time, but it requires a number of core skills. It requires the design of hardware, the electronic design, the interface design that enables the guitarist to control the different parameters in a user-friendly fashion. And it also requires good technical listening to be able to judge the audio output quality of the processes that are being enacted. So as well as those 4 core modules, there are a range of optional modules. Students will choose 2 optional modules in a range of areas, including audio post-production, immersive media, sound recording and production, and indeed a popular option, which is the work-based learning module, offering students the possibility of gaining experience within a company over the course of the 3rd academic year. So I would always try to illustrate the kinds of outputs and the kinds of activities that are involved on our programs by showing examples of student work. And I've got 2 examples to play you. The first of these is an example not of one of our undergraduate students, but one of our postgraduate students. But the nature of the work is very closely related to the idea of the musical interface, the design of an interface that has some sort of musical purpose. So this is a hardware realization of a very popular software tool, the step sequencer. So I'll play you this short video to illustrate this particular approach to hardware design. So as a second example of our student work, I'm going to play you just a small extract from a video that was created by one of our recent graduates from the audio engineering program. This particular video shows the design of a software emulation of a physical device for generating reverb, a spring reverb. And the tools that we used in this case were software orientated rather than hardware orientated.
Here is a demonstration of the real-time system, which includes frequency-dependent damping. The system runs comfortably in real time, with real-time parameter control containing only 11 milliseconds of latency. Overall, the project was a success, showing improved simulation of helical spring vibrations and presenting the first real-time implementation of spring reverb based on an accurately discretized physical model of helical spring vibrations. Thank you for watching.
So our graduates from our various programs at Queen's have been very successful in finding employment across a wide range of areas that relate to audio engineering. We have many of our graduates working in both hardware and software development, some working specifically in audio-related hardware and software, and others working more generically in software development for other applications. Some of our students have gone into the design of interfaces for audio purposes. For example, the design of hi-fi interfaces for audio reproduction. Some students have gone on to master's study and have qualified as audiologists, working in various hospitals or specialist centres. Some have gone on to again, postgraduate study focusing on acoustic design and are now working as acoustic consultants for various building companies. Many students have gone into both technical aspects of broadcast engineering, the maintenance of broadcast facilities, or the operation of both radio and television broadcast facilities. Some have gone into technical project management, into quality control, and then finally, some have gone into academia. And again, to give you a cross-section of some of the specific areas, Nicholas Gilliam is one of the lead engineers for the Project Solly group working for Google out in California. Irene works as an audiologist down in Dublin for Beacon Audiology. And Mark is working as a creative technologist, writing for the New York Times. Very similarly, we've got another range of areas here. Daniel Drain works in Stockholm for Spotify as one of their project managers. Fiona McDermott is working in the Interaction Design Centre at the University of Limerick. And Conor Barry is a product manager for Native Instruments in Berlin. So our entrance requirements for the BSc Audio Engineering are grades A, B, B at A level, but we do have some subject-specific requirements for the BSc Audio Engineering. We do require one of those subjects and a second of those subjects to be in a science, ideally physics, chemistry, biology as one of the sciences. And the equivalent entrance requirements for the Irish Leaving Cert are specified there. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Our email address for the faculty is listed on the slide there. And additionally, for the school, we have a Facebook site that is a site for all of the music and audio related programs that we offer in the school. Please do join us on Facebook, join our growing community of followers. There'll be regular posts identifying up-and-coming events in music, up-and-coming activities that our students are involved in. And we'd very much like to see you join that Facebook group to keep abreast of the developments in the school. So thank you very much for your attention, and once again, please don't hesitate to contact us if you have any further queries.